What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Doing just fine here. Just waiting on YouTube to update so I can get their comments displayed. Still not there. Lucini right off the bat. Wow. What's up, Lucini? How you doing, man? What's new in your part of the world? Actually, let me adjust this since I kind of give myself a little headroom here. Yeah, there you go. Look at this. Technical fixes on the fly. How cool is that? Doing well. Doing well. No major complaints. Didn't get to do much headway on this. Had to deal with a bunch of other stuff, including some other game stuff. But finally back. Gonna finish this up and move on to the next animation. Yeah. How about you, Lucini? Watching anything good lately? So I'm going to turn the audio off for a moment here because we're not going to do lip sync quite yet. I still need to deal with the fingers like I talked about before. I got the head in decent shape now. So yeah, kind of lean into it. There you go. So body-wise, we're okay. Legs are a little wonky, but they're actually out of frame. Kind of redid the camera. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me check my YouTube again. Really? Wow, YouTube is really slow today, or it has blacklisted me. Hopefully the former. That would suck. Hello, YouTube. It was included in the stream. No sé. Okay, we'll come back and look at that later. See if YouTube just shows up eventually. Okay. So, alright, I'm going to just stop making excuses, and I guess let's go ahead and deal with the fingers. I don't know why, I just always, oh god, I got everything turned on here. Let me turn on nothing. There you go. Yeah, this always seems tedious to me. It's one of my least favorite things. Ivy! Hey! So does that mean YouTube is actually up now? Oh, there it is. Welcome back, Ivy. Nice to hear from you again. Yeah, the YouTube is a little slow today and popping up, but glad you're here. Hello, Ivy. What's new with you? Oops. I'm just working away on some animation. Ivy, you might recognize this character. Hello to you too. Hello, hello. So, this is Will Robinson trying to break his way into the storage closet. Waiting for the sugar, and it had a huge plot twist. Oh, did it? Okay. Yep. Hopefully it gets another season. That's the worst. Is like a cliffhanger. Doing just fine. Thank you very much. Obviously. Yeah, no major complaints. Just trying to get back to this. At the moment, just waiting for episode. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not there. Yeah, because the one on the upper deck. This is, in fact, yeah, this is the one. I had the previous stuff before, and then I was working on the animation on this yesterday. I don't know if you happened across the YouTube of that yesterday. But yeah, I'm just trying to finish this off. So this is the first one where this is animation that will probably only be seen by about 25% of the people who play the game. Because, I mean, this is like using your hands to try and open the door. Most people just probably go straight to the crowbar, you know. So, what I'm saying is that I'm creating all this work for this animation in an act of pure futility. That's a little glass half empty, isn't it? Sorry about that. All right. So, all right. So I'm stalling because I'm trying to find excuses not to work on the little finger controls here. But let's do it. All right. So, just like that. So we get the fingers keyframed in this initial pose. And so at this point, 50. And select this guy. And I think he's relaxed. He is. Oh, okay. Good. To everything I can in the Jupiter 2. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I haven't reached out to the to my partners, the IP holders, but ultimately one of the things I want to do is get him on board with the idea of giving, loading us up with lots of trivia. So you'd find like data reels, like they had on their advanced computers, with the little spinning data reels. Find data reels, and it'll show like a behind the scenes picture or something like that, and tell a nice little anecdote about the original show. That's the game plan. So hopefully there'll be lots of stuff to find and explore and spread throughout. That is the game plan. So that one will be a love letter, definitely for the original fans of the show. And for those that aren't familiar with the show, they may like watch that and kind of go, wait, this was actually a TV show? I didn't know. Maybe even create a new fan or two, which would be cool. All right, so 57. So let's start with that. So 40, 57. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So hopefully my partners in crime, the property holders, can come up with a fantastic list. Otherwise, we might be turning to you guys and saying, hey, give us some trivia. But hopefully it didn't come to that. Let's see. Oh, wait. No, it's this one I wanted. So that's at 40, right? All right. So we're going to move this down to 40. Well, if I can grab it. Come on. 40, 57. All right. Yeah. So at this point, I want to spread the fingers nice and wide because he's about to dig his fingers deep into the door for absolutely no reason. And they're all keyframed. Good. So kind of open it wide. These guys. Like so. So it's midweek. I guess a little early to start going, hey, what's happening this weekend? But unless someone's got something interesting and exciting to say. Let's see. Is that enough? Check our camera here. Yeah, it's a little funky. Let's looking from the camera view. Actually, I might adjust here. Like so. There you go. Like when he bangs on the hatch on the fake Jupiter 2 in the Cave of the Wizards and it just disappears. Yeah. There you go. Alright. So there he makes contact and then we'll dig the fingers in at that point. So. You know what? Actually, his fingers are spreading too early. So let's delay that. Grab these guys and grab this, and then so I'm playing with two different controls here. I have the individual finger controls, but I also have like a master control that does like only a couple of general pauses. So I had to make sure I got both selected here. So what I want is just there it is. Yeah, so it's subtle, but now it's just the fingers splay out later. That's all. You have a dentist appointment tomorrow, but maybe we'll try the rest of this to rest this weekend. Oh, that's good. Oh, is it more than just regular cleaning? Is it like actual, like, the dreaded drill and that kind of nasty stuff? Yeah. If it is, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that is not fun at all. Alright, so we're good here. So at this point, start prepping the fingers for properly grabbing. Let's see, so yeah, we'll try it that way. Ooh, cavity filling. Yikes. Sorry about that. Yeah, my mom's been going through that a lot lately, and she seems to be super sensitive to that kind of thing. It's been really rough. But yeah. I mean, aside from like the 6-month cleaning, I don't think anyone enjoys going to the dentist, with the exception of maybe like Bill Murray and Little Shop of Horrors. Although actually in the original, I think wasn't Dennis Hopper? It was Jack Nicholson, I think, in the black and white original. Yeah. It's tough. You know, there's just no way around it, unfortunately. But hopefully it's quick, and hopefully it is as painless as it can be for you. Yeah, I think it was. It was a young Jack Nicholson in the original black and white. Roger Corman, the late great Roger Corman, who passed away a couple days ago at the ripe old age of 98. That's a good run. But yeah, the black and white non-musical Little Shop of Horrors. Ooh, yeah, that might be a bit much. That's looking a little freaky. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is cheat this so it doesn't actually go all the way flush down. Kind of put it at an angle like that. It's drilling for deuteronium. There it is. Just make sure you keep Dr. Smith away, and it'll all go well, right? If you hear a voice come over the intercom going, danger, danger, yeah, then you might want to be real cautious. Alright. So. Alright. See if that's. No, it's still looking way funky. I bent those fingers way too far back. I was trying to accommodate the angle on the hand, and that's just looking terrible. That's looking really broken, so we're not going to do that. Yeah, definitely. Alright. So, I'm going to try and get it so it's more like the fingers, like, grasping the raised metal here. Like so. And that's popping. Let me fix this. Yeah, this is the excitement that is character animation. You know? This, for anyone that ever like watched a movie, animated movie, and is like, why does it take so long for them to make these stupid movies? This is why. Yeah, I mean, even though, like I said, even though I'm using motion capture, there's still a lot of tweaking and cleanup. Ah, crap. That's still not in the right spot. Yeah, that's popping like crazy. Okay, that's getting a little closer, but we're still. I gotta be careful in these because I'm switching over from the mocap to manual control, IK, and I do it over one frame, so I gotta make sure that these things line up as closely as possible without going too nuts. So let's see. Okay, that's a bit better. So if I go copy, paste, there it is. How much work it was until watching these? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's one of those things that everyone wants to make a video game, especially those that play video games, but they just really do not understand just what that entails. All right. Oh, that was cool. Did you see that? Look at that. Whee! That's what we call not good. That's a technical term we use. Not good. Yeah, okay, it's just these guys. Yeah, we'll go ahead and fix that easy enough. Just switch that to linear, and that'll make it behave now. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Hands kind of slipping. And I'll just adjust the fingers so it's not like in that weird, like, my hands are old and decrepit kind of pose there. Alright, so that's at 107, and this is 185. So we'll let the fingers just kind of slide out over that whole frame range. So what did I say, 107? 185, yeah. Alright. So let these guys kind of flatten a bit. Right. Select all these and these two. Like in space and structures, can it look what it can do to your hand. I will fix it. There you go. Yeah, Ivy, you might be my go-to person. If my IP holders don't come through. Marco, what's up, buddy? Hey, welcome. I was curious. Could you please share how long the development process has been so far? That's a good question. I don't really have an exact definitive answer. The reason why is because this sort of like rolled over with our last game that we were working on. So there was sort of like a soft. I mean, we'll see, but yeah, I mean, if you have like trivia, collect it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having trivia. That's that. No, happy to. But Marco, there's about a year and a half that we've been devoted full time. At this point. Yeah, sure, you're welcome, Ivy. Of course. So about a year and a half that we've been like going crazy full time on this kind of thing. But we've been on this project for at this point a couple of years with varying levels of development. Also a couple of restarts. We kind of did the Valve thing, right? Where we got partway through production and kind of said, yeah, this doesn't work. And we did a reboot. We kind of did a restart because originally we were targeting more of a mobile type market. But then I drew a line in the sand a while back and just said, no, we're going strictly for PC and console. And that required a lot of revisions, redoing all the character models and sprucing those up a lot. And we had some contractors that did a fantastic job of taking care of that for us. So, yeah, roughly I'd say about a year and a half at this point of just going crazy full-time on it. But there's definitely a lot of time devoted before then as well. So much trivia, but a lot of it is like in-universe. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, complete with the 99 movie. But yeah, no, I mean, anything that's like in universe, that's fine because the trivia should be very Lost in Space centric. And then Marco, in case you don't know, just the context of this is we've actually licensed an old TV show called Lost in Space, of which Ivy is a big fan. Happy to have her chatting away. And we are turning it into a point-and-click adventure game. We're sort of pitching it as sort of like season 4 of the show, which ran for 3 seasons. Netflix did a remake of it a few years ago, but we are focusing on the 80s 60s version of the original show. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. But yeah, Marco, if you have any other questions, feel free to shout them out, because I'm just kind of plugging away here. And just for context, I am the lead game developer, but I'm also an animator by trade, so I tend to take on the lion's share of the animation responsibilities. It's a combination of mocap. Oh, there you go. Killer Tofu, what's up? Right in the door and right there to give Penny some love and attention. There you go. But yeah, so kind of wearing a few different hats, but right now it's all about the animation stuff. This is mocap. I do have a mocap suit to expedite stuff, but it's still, anyone that's worked with mocap understands the fact that, yeah, you're not just doing your mocap and you're done. There's definitely tons of cleanup, especially when you're interacting with environmental spaces, which is what's going on here. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Okay. All right, so let's see if this is working okay. Yeah, okay, that's good. I want the only thing is kind of funky is the thumb right there. So let's go ahead and make the thumb kind of slide in more like this. Oof. Yeah, the thumb doesn't deform as well as I would like, but we can make that work. That's a bad animator that just blames the rig for anything he doesn't like. I got a quarter century of doing that, so there you go. That just means that I'm screwing up on the animation usually. Alright, kind of sneak that in there. Make this so it's not going through the door. Alright, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that'll play. And thankfully, it's such a fast motion that I can let that hang until, okay, so it's right there that slips. There you go. So we don't have to do too much with the fingers from that point on as it slides out of frame. I'm just going to go ahead and reset them all to 0 kind of thing. That looks good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's mostly, yeah, it's like I said, it's mostly mocap doing the heavy lifting, and it just makes things go faster for me. You know, and as I've said before, the animator in me is crying a little bit inside, you know, because I want to animate all this by hand. But that's just not realistic. There's just way too much content to try and do it all that way. So, all right. So then, so when it slips off, there you go. And then at this point, it's almost out of frame, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of play with the thumb here. Whoops. Let me go ahead and keyframe all the fingers, just be consistent. And what I do is batch selecting the whole area, and then I just turn off the hand, so I'm not affecting the hand or the wrist. But I'm a big fan of keeping stuff on the same keys. A lot of the professional animators, a lot of my peers split it up, but I just work faster this way, and I kind of like just keying the crap out of it, all the stuff together, and then shifting as needed. So yeah, I think that's good enough right there. All right, so then yeah, we're fine up until this point because we're completely out of frame. So if anyone sees the hand there or the legs there, it'll look like crap, but I don't care because you've cheated the game and you're viewing stuff that shouldn't be viewed. So yeah, there's a lot of outtakes. It'd be funny if you can move the camera around, if you could take it over and just see how messed up some of the the character poses are, you know, or just like snapping into place and that kind of stuff. But that's totally off screen, so as far as I'm concerned, that don't count. All right, so what we want here is, let's go ahead and key it at this point, and I'm done with the door, so I'm hiding it so it gets out of my way so I can see a little easier. Okay, so select all these guys, and like I said, you know what, actually I will select this one because I'm gonna use the relaxed pose here in just a second. So here we go. YouTube channel, She's does a show called Boundary Break. That's what he does. He does what? I'm sorry, I like totally lost my train of thought of what I what I was talking about that you were referring to. Hide stuff off the screen, or is that what you're talking about? How he like turns off stuff when it's blocking his view? Otherwise, I have no clue what you're talking about. Which, if I had a nickel for every time I've said that. Oh, interesting, really? Oh, well, She's will have a, Shays Lounge. Is that what his name is? He just sits in a Shays Lounge the whole time and makes fun of games. He will have a field day on my game for sure then. I mean, there's, fine, here. I'll beat him to the punch. For example, let's do this. Let's go scenes, because why not? I get distracted easy enough. Well, I didn't mean to click on you. I meant the folder. Cutscenes. Opening scene. All right. So we will watch this first, and I can't remember if, I'm gonna just turn off the music so I don't have to worry about. I can turn the audio on. We can hear the voices, and I don't have to worry about the music getting me blacklisted on YouTube. So let's see if this plays.
Energy cell exhausted.
Bah! How dare you, you disreputable dunce!
I am sorry, Dr. Smith.
Spare me the apologies, you ineffectual ineptitude.
Dr. Smith, could you help me with this for a minute?
I'm terribly sorry, my dear lady.
You're totally
My
right.
back is very delicate today.
Oh, no, you don't, Smith. You're not getting off that easy.
Spare me the barbs, Major.
Mom,
Yes?
do you know where Dad went?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
You better
no.
ask. Well, What's got into him?
Beats me.
There you go. See? Everyone hits their cues. Everyone looks good on frame. Right? Let's do that again. But we'll do it from the scene view. And you will just see how much fun Mr. Shea's Lounge will have when they play something like this. So here you go. Check this out. Watch the glitches.
Energy cell exhausted.
Bah! How dare you, you disreputable dunce!
I am sorry, Dr. Smith.
Spare me the apologies, you ineffectual
Not
ineptitude.
much- She's sliding.
Dr. Smith,
And she's,
could you help me with
she's
this
actually
for a
looking
minute?
at Dawn.
I'm terribly sorry, my dear lady. My back is very delicate
She
today.
like slides
Oh,
way
no,
over,
you don't,
and then he
Smith.
pops into place.
You're not getting off that easy.
Spare me
you
the
see the
barbs,
little
Major.
twitch there? And then
Mom,
Yes?
Will literally
do you know
flies
where
in.
Dad went?
Well, I don't
Oh,
know. You better
no.
ask. Will. What's got into him?
Beats me.
Then you see Judy flying around. So there you go. So that's the kind of stuff. Oh, and we jump to the next scene. So there you go. That's just like a quick little behind the scenes that shows how much we cheat. Because it's just, you know, why animate something that in theory should not be on camera unless you have Mr. Shea's Lounge, which I'm calling him that now. I don't know if it's She's or Shea's or whatever it is, but it's Shea's Lounge for breaking the cameras and showing behind the scenes. So inevitably, if they ever come across mine, I'm sure they will have a field day looking at all the wonky stuff. But that's cool, because that just means it's publicity, right? That means it's attention for the game, so I'm okay with that. Go ahead, Mr. Shea's Lounge, do your worst. Alright, so, yeah. Here. Yeah, and at this point, we definitely need... Do I have keys on here at this point? No. Alright, so we're going to key the crap out of this. Got that. Got that. Yeah, we're good. I just want to see Jupiter 2 from lots of angles. And you will be. You will be able to. I think I showed you before, but in case I didn't. Yeah, I mean, did I give a little tour of the inside before? Probably did, but just in case, let me mute this. And I'll do the shortcut, which is I have it designed for if the interior is on and the exterior is hidden, then he just jumps inside. There you go. Oh, wait. Or something breaks. Uh-oh. Did I break something? Cameraman look has not been assigned. Uh-oh, crap. Well, that's not good. We broke stuff. How did that happen? Alright, so my aim. So let's find the aim. Okay, let's set you. I broke something there, didn't I? Okay, so let's switch back to Jupiter 2. Camera look manual. Interior. No, it's good. You want to find these things early and not later. Aim directory. So, how did I lose? Interesting. Okay. That's kind of scary. How did I lose that one? Okay. Whoops. One sec here. Station and location. Alright. Yep. Cool. Just getting a little notice from my programmer buddy. So just cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I think it's just a matter of giving it a locator, just an empty locator, like so. And I don't think it could be, yeah, it's zeroed out. So we'll center this out, but I don't understand why it lost it. That's a little disconcerting. Alright, so if we drop it in there, maybe I broke something. Let's see. There it is. Okay. We're good. Oh, except for the fact that it is not working correctly. It's kind of going the wrong way. Yeah, I broke the crap out of something here. All right, and I got no error messages. Unless it's actually on. Well, you know what? When in doubt, go to your backup. Oh shoot, my backup is actually in a totally different place now. It's gonna be a little more challenging. Alright, so let me take this. Alright, which was just fun show and tell, has now become a rescue mission to figure out what I broke. This one's on me. This was totally my fault. But it needs to get fixed sooner or later. Might as well do it now. Trying to think. Yeah, because that doesn't have... yeah, the backup's too recent, so that is probably broken there. So let's just make this happen here. Oh, and we have no will at all now. Eh? Did I have both? No. Alright. And like that. And he should appear. Wow. Okay, we just went from only kind of broken to fully broken. Alright, so let's try and track down the culprit. Well, crap, I'm going backwards. Instead of fixing stuff, it's getting worse. Alright, you know what? I will fire up my backup version just to see. Oh, you know what? I think I have an older one too. Just thinking out loud. Project from disk, yes. So let's go E. Program project. There we go. We want this guy from, well, it's about a week ago. So I guess now the question mark is, how long ago did I screw things up? Oh, and they both have the same name. That's bad. Do they? Okay, let's see. Let's fake up. Yeah, oh no, there it is. Okay, good. Just had to hunt for it for a second. Alright, so while that's loading, I will just hang my head in a little moment of sorrow here and figure out, come back to my animation in the meantime. Alright, so at this point, we're no longer, oh, we weren't relaxed. That's interesting. He's not relaxed. So yeah, so I only have two poses here, relaxed and fist. The fist pose is okay. It's not great. The thumb is kind of in the fingers and should be on top, but yeah, if I ever have the inclination, I'll go back and add some other poses here. But traditionally, I'm not a big fan of these poses just because you transition to them in a very linear fashion. So it's more work to animate the fingers by hand, but you get a lot better performance than just using these. Just, you know, I mean, you see how robotic this is. You know, there's no offset on the timing. You know, and the thumb should go slower, that kind of stuff. You know, and the relaxed. You know, that's pure linear kind of transitions. So that's why I'm not a big fan of doing a bunch of different poses. But doing the poses saves you a lot of time, because right now I'm having to do this all by hand. I have to animate the hand by hand. Alright. So make this. So the idea is that it's just sort of like he's, you know, the hand's gonna be relaxed, kind of, oops, kind of flayed outward. Okay, what? Whoa, do I have something else selected? Because that is like crawling. Or is it because Unity's trying to open that scene and it's getting really peeved? I got too much going on. Wow. It is. I'm gonna look at my task manager real quick. Hold on. This might be entertaining. Let's see. CPU 100%. Yeah, there could be a little cause and effect relationship there. Yeah. 60% memory, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's importing everything. It's rebuilding the entire scene. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have played around and dug in there, because now I'm killing everything. I can't get anything to select correctly. Arg. Grr. Okay. There it goes. Now we're doing okay. This is all your fault. Killer Tofu. Pure you, man. Absolutely. So, yeah. So, it's like... Yeah, there we go. So, it's a brief little... and then the hand's going to come back down. And I'll just send it back to the relaxed pose. So, let's get all these guys. Like so. Zero of them all back out. So, they go back to their... Oops. There you go. So now the finger's looking more relaxed. And then here, good. So there we go. So the relax is a nice, I like the pose here. That's a pretty decent one. Depending on the pose, I sometimes kind of tweak the thumb. But that's, come on. Really? I've lost you. Wow, oh, it's because my controller. I use an old game controller called the Logitech G13. To actually animate in Maya, and it makes just go a lot faster. There you go. I don't. Yeah, it's can't quite. There it is. It's yeah, but it's NVIDIA's going. We will not show that. We have censored it. But it's primarily it's a 15-year-old game controller that they stopped manufacturing. I actually bought one off eBay as a backup because I live by it right now. And it helps me animate. I consolidate all my keys in Maya to just a handful, and it just makes it a lot more intuitive for me. And I need all the help I can get. Alright, so then here, yeah, same thing. So we're good here until he goes this. He does that one, the first one. The relax is fine here, but so right about this point, we'll key it again. Whoa, way up in the stratosphere. Donde está? Oh, here he is. So the same thing. We're just going to do that. Let the hand flay out again. Alright. And we'll take that one as well. So... Oh, it did open. Oh, that's why it's behaving again. Because the Unity scene, my backup did open. So... Alright, let me... finish this thought, and then we'll switch over and see if I can figure out what I broke. Hopefully I can backtrack to my older version and go, oh yeah, this is what's missing. This is what you screwed up. I have a vague memory of that seeing just the doors surreal to you. Yeah, it does look very strange, doesn't it? Just kind of floating on its own. But yeah, I will take credit for modeling the Jupiter 2. That was early days, but did not do the texturing. That's always a sore spot for me. I don't like my texturing skills. I would never hire me as a texture artist, put it that way. So I handed that off to some very talented people that made it look really, really good. Oh, shoot. If I can select, come on, really? You just don't want to select this, do you? No, it's broken. Look at that. See, that control is totally broken. It looks amazing. Oh, thanks. All right. So then sometimes Maya does this, where sometimes it'll just kind of go, yeah, you don't select it anymore. Yeah, that's another feature. So then what we do is we manually go up this way. There you go. So I had to go into the outliner just to get it. And look, now it works again. Once again, Maya. It's an upstart program. It's only made by like 2 people in their garage. If this was done by some giant corporate entity and they had tons of people working on it and made billions of dollars, that would be really embarrassing and pathetic, but not the case. Okay. Rant mode off. Yeah, I mean, it's like they'll do that. There's like a glitch. You see here, you see these column boxes, right? The little black bands on here. If you add that to a camera, and you move the camera, by default, those bars will actually just stay in place and pull away, and the camera pulls away from it. And it's kind of like a bug, and Autodesk is like, yeah, we know. I mean, it's not like going, yeah, sorry about that, we're going to get that fixed. They're just like, yeah, we know. Don't like it? Go use 3D Studio Max, but that's yours as well. Yeah, we know. Alright. Oh, now I can't deselect. Really? Alright, you behaving now? Good, there it goes. I think Maya hears me, like, complaining about it, so it's getting extra finicky. Just to mess with me. Alright, whoa, we got that way spaced out. Let's bring this up a little bit, and let's bring this index finger down a little bit so it's not splayed out too far. Yeah, same thing, boom, and then it comes back down. I could automate that, I guess. I could have grabbed the earlier frames. Yeah, 3D Max guy for years, but before I switched to Blender. Yeah, Killer Tofu, I think you mentioned that too. Max is one of the few old school programs that I really never got around to messing with. Just because Max was always sort of the game tool for studios, and I was working on visual effects, so I was all about the Maya. You Kevin, you upgraded. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, whenever I have the downtime, which, like I said, I keep saying this, if I can give up sleeping, then I'll have enough time to actually get up to speed on Blender. But until that point, I'm still kind of stuck. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's Autodesk, it's a brilliant move on their part for buying both Max and XSI, and then killing XSI, which I did use before. I worked on a couple projects with that. I love their animation tools. They were fantastic. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, unfortunately, I never... when I was a student, these programs didn't exist, so that wasn't an option for me. Dating myself? Oh, a tad. Did the students? No. Oh. Lucini, that was like borderline dad joke right there. Okay, good. And we're done with the left hand at this point, I think. Let's double check. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say that we're done there. I will version up, and then I'm going to bounce back over into my backup Unity scene and figure out see if I can find out what I totally screwed up. So maybe. Uh-oh. Wait. There it is. All right, so yeah, this is my, let me double check. Let me just go and show and explore. Yeah, this is my backup version. It looks a lot the same. Okay, so first questions, is it also broken? Hopefully not. If this one's broken, then it's like, ah, crap. It's going to be harder to figure out for sure. In perspective. There it goes. So let's choose this guy, turn him off, this guy turn him on, and cross our fingers and hope. Yes, sweet. Okay, good, we have a template. So whatever I broke recently. Actually, I come to think of it, it wasn't me that broke it. Hey, for once in a long while, I get to say this was not my fault. Yeah, yay, thank you, Ivy. This is not my fault. It's not my fault. No hyperdrive, it's not my fault. In this case, it's not my fault. This is GitHub. GitHub corrupted our header stuff, and so my programmer sent me his Git folder, brought it back in, and I thought that brought everything back into line, but obviously not totally. So let's see. Oh, so let's scroll down here. Cameraman look interior. Interesting. We aim direction. Oh, wait, we don't even have that. Oh, this is something I added? Killer Tofu was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Okay, yeah, this is something I added later, I guess. I'm trying to refresh my memory now. Crap, I gotta figure out what that is. Okay. So we know this works. This is my current scene. Aim direction. Okay. Oh! Oh, I remember what this is. Okay, yes. Wow, I have been drinking way too much sugar-free soda, and it's been just eating my brain because I forgot. I'll show you what this is. I didn't break anything. I just didn't put it into the interior scene. What this is all about is the fact that the guy who wrote GitHub wasn't smart or anything. Just had a small project before GitHub, Linux. Was that a 8-bit video game, Linux? Is that what that was? It was one of those cutesy. He threw it together like Pong, right? And just changed the name to Linux. Joking. I've used Linux. I BS my way into Sony ImageWorks when I needed a job when I first moved to California. I was desperate for work. I had to pay my apartment rent, and I applied at Sony ImageWorks as a TA, which was just a data wrangler, and it was like, yeah, we're Linux based. Are you comfortable in Linux? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I went home, and this is 2000, so it was early internet days, so it was buying books and just cramming over the weekend. Oh, you like that? The faraway view? Yeah, here you go. You can get over here. He's going to come around. There you go. And this is what I added. So, oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if I showed this. Did I show you guys? There's now full mouse control. I think I was in the process of implementing it, but now it all works like it should. Well, except for that one. That broke. How about this? No, this broke too. But it comes with the territory. I was young and needed money. Thank you, Lucchini. Thank you for going dark very quickly. That's great. So, wow. Okay, I've totally broken something in here. The look button. Oh, you know what? This might be a good GitHub thing. This may be something where I did lose a little bit of code, so I might have to do some backtracking, but not too much. But let's go. Canine alarm system going off. Yeah, so the idea is I wanted this. So, yeah, I did show this because I was talking about the fact that it doesn't block anymore. A friend of mine tried making Linux happen for months for himself. He complained every day because it's not suited for a lot of games. True. Or the games aren't suited for Linux. Yeah, there's not much of a user base there. And gave up. Yeah, that's a hard sell, I think. You know. But anyways, so this is the reason why the interior of the Jupiter 2 is breaking, because I added this feature to the exterior but not the interior, and that is one of the things with the joystick is if you do this, right, you can pan. Oh, and by the way, people were some of the gamers were complaining that the panning was linear, and that's totally true. It like snapped. It was very jerky. So I revised that so it's all nice and smooth. Look at that. Look at that. Dutween for the win. Look at that. Thank you, Dutween. But once I started fully implementing the mouse stuff, when I say me, I meant like the plugin using Malbers. I'm using that. Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it? So yeah, but the idea is with the mouse, there's no extra button, right? Because the left button is for by default he runs, but if you hold the left mouse button down, he'll walk. Right? Right button is to click where you want to go. The mouse wheel move up and it'll show inventory, move down, close the inventory, and if you hold it down, it doesn't do it yet, but here I'll cheat. There you go. So if you hold it down, I'm hitting tab at the same time. I'm totally cheating this, but you know, it will work eventually. So but what I realized, for example, was this. If we come over here to the antenna, so that here, right? So here we are, we're looking at the bucket or the power cord, right? But here's you can see there's no more ground, right? So you literally can't click on the ground. If you're stuck, the game's over, right? So that's when I realized I had to add this So yeah, now you can get out of that situation. So I did, all it is just, there's little 4 collider boxes, invisible ones that are on all sides. That allows you to move the mouse around. But I have not implemented that yet into the, in the interior. Actually, I don't think I can mouse click at all yet, come to think of it. It might be a kind of fun thing to add. I'm just, look at this, I'm looking for an excuse not to animate at this point. That's so pathetic. Steam Deck Run Linux, they have made huge game strides. You have the same bug in your game right now? Oh, getting trapped and not being able to click on something to get out of that trap? So that was my solution. You know, I mean, with the joystick, it doesn't matter, but if you're in the mouse and you can only click on what you see, yeah, you got to have some kind of workaround there. But, all right, so then we need to actually add some code here. Because this one's my fault. I gotta figure out how I'm controlling the aim direction. Because that's weird. It was working, but backwards. Excuse me. Let's see. So here we go. Let me check this. Sorry. Oh, I don't want full screen anymore. Stop. Okay, there he is. He's living right there because he's... Why is he over there? Wait, does aim.dir do absolutely nothing? Because he's not moving anywhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. It's a meaningless kind of thing. It's just designed to oh, it's Killer Tofu's fault. It's Killer Tofu's fault. This is something that we were playing with before. Remember, I was trying to use a Vector 3, but the Malbers wanted a transform for the value, and Killer Tofu's like, well, duh, just add an object to it, and that's what I did. So that's why I have this random object that just sort of like moves left and right. You love how I was designed for management. You see how fast I just kind of throw the blame off? It's like, it's not me. That's it. Killer Tofu, I'm taking you out of the credits, buddy. You're gone. You're fired. You're toast. Okay. So I do need that, and I need to figure out exactly how that's behaving again. If it's proportional. Okay, I do have him. He's in a different spot. So yeah, it should be local. Oops, too far. Crap, still too far. Okay, that's the exterior. He's in a different spot. Who cares? Because the aim.dir object is local value. And he is attached. Okay, so let's get this worked out. First things first. Let's make it so the camera actually moves in the right direction. That would be a plus. And we're back to this, him not wanting to go in there. And that's a weird mystery. Huh. Why? Wow, I broke something else, I guess. Oh, unless there's something, the code got nuked. I have a simple little if then else. Way up here at the top, right at runtime, start level. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this. Interplay state. So yeah, this should be here. It's doing his Shaggy impression. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I love that song. That's a fun song. Baby, it wasn't me. Okay, so let's see. This is exterior. So one of these has to fire. So now the first question mark is it actually running that code, which should propel Will inside the Jupiter 2. Did you ever see that commercial with oh shoot, what's his face? Kelso from that 70s show and Jackie. Yeah, I'm blanking on their names. But they're a real life couple now, and they did the was it Doritos or Cheetos commercial? I think it's Cheetos. That was a funny one. Using the "It wasn't me." Well, they were on season 1. Come on, Lucchini. They made an appearance. Did you like that 90s show? Alright, so interior, it is happening. So then why? Okay. You got me. Whoa. Yep, okay. You're happy you didn't? Aw. Yeah, it's my wife throws on the TV when Really? Wait. I mean, there was only Hyde. I thought was the only Scientologist on that show, who is now going to prison. In the 90s show, they don't even reference him anymore. Yeah, I think that's one of the same. The one that the guy you're referring to is the same one that was the Scientologist. Peebo yeah, my names are not working for me today. Wow. Piper Papa, whatever. Yeah. Wait, she's Scientologist? I was not aware. Oh, with all the rocks around the campsite, how do they drive the chariot out? Because the chariot's got the big wheels. I kind of throw that in there just to keep the players from like getting out, but we will definitely have. It'll be one of those convenient. Well, if you just look over there, then you can get between the rocks. Right now they all look like they're stacked up together. Wink, wink. But yeah. Haven't even worked that out. How we'll do that? That will probably be just sort of like you jump in, and you're automatically like on a path. Because the idea of driving it out of this environment and into a different environment, just in terms of technical complexity, is just harder than just having you sort of already in the chariot and ready to drive. But hey, you're going to be able to control the chariot, so that's all that matters. Oh, there it is. Pepperon, Laura, there it is. So yeah, that along with the jetpack and the space pod. We will definitely, yeah, that's all part of the plan. All right, so why did he not move? 5. So interior. Wow, it just does not want to move at all. What am I missing here? What broke? Oh, is it the mouse control that's doing that? Uh-oh. That would be bad. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, this might be a mouse control issue. Having the mouse take over might make it so you can't move him? Let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm just discovering this, obviously, for the first time. So what we can do is try and temporarily shut his animal controller, his Malburst animation controller, off, and then switch back on once he's moved. So interior. So we'll say no, that's not going to do it. Enable. Oops, Malburst. Really? You hate that? Or you just doesn't exist? Really? I don't have that in the Aftermath level. Maybe I can get to it through player script. Nope. Alright, I gotta try and figure out how to get to the Malber's control without actually doing a whole new connection to it. So, come over here. So we have Malber's there. Scriptables. And we're not using that at all. Shoot. I always scared to find out about actors on shows I like in case that it would ruin. But I'm happy to see all the Lost in Space casts weren't nice, but still. Oh, let's see. He was a huge creep. Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that. All the guys are except for Dad or something. No, that's all right. I've said it before. I spent a dozen years in Los Angeles and working in the entertainment industry, and I had more than my fair share of actors and actresses, and I'm happy not to have to do that anymore. Yes, there are some good ones, but there's a lot more that aren't. Just put it that way. It was funny when he dated 17-year-old Demi. I didn't know that. Okay, about how certain subjects were in. Oh, okay. I'm shocked to learn that there's gambling at this institution. Okay, so how can I get... so player Aftermath doesn't have it, so maybe a player... Let's come at it this way. We gotta have Malber's in here somewhere. There it is. Malber's input. That's what we want. Or is the brain? Alright, it's protected, so I can't just get at it. Input active. Okay, I can't do it that way. So let's see. I don't think this is going to fix it for us. Input active. Really? Oh, there it is. Okay, equals. I hate that when it throws up like the little red squiggly line a little too fast. It's like, give me a second to type something before you tell me it's wrong, jerk. Okay, so false. And I'll put it out here just in case. But that should allow us... Although, I don't know if it's going to be input that's going to control it, or if it's going to be the Malber's brain. Because that's what we just added. And I didn't have to do this before, so it's probably going to be the brain. Which, crap. So I fully expect this to crash and burn. But I can at least try. Let's see if he's inside. Is he inside the Jupiter too? He is not. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. Because it's not the input that is doing it. It's the little brain guy. So we need to make that accessible from the outside world. It's been taking a long time, but Hollywood's slowly starting to kick out the people. So maybe one day we can have movies, TV shows without the drama outside of it. You say that, but I think at this point it's been, a number of years since we had like the Me Too movement and that kind of stuff. And I think at this point there's like this level of exhaustion in the industry. So they're just kind of going, it's this weird equivocal kind of level of mindset now. I mean, this is my opinion, not fact, of course, but it seems like they're kind of going, yeah, but, yeah, but maybe it was consensual. I mean, they're like sort of like backpedaling on what the line is to get offended by. It's sort of like they just kind of want to move past it. It's kind of like, yeah, we threw a few people under the bus, but yeah, we're all good now. We got rid of the bad ones, so let's just, not do this anymore. So I'm curious to see if that still remains a thing, or if it's just one of those things that's kind of like, yeah, we focused on it for a little while, but now we're acting like it's no longer an issue. Time will tell on that one, I guess. All right, so this does nothing for us. Can I get to it? Yes, sweet. Trying to go we are already weeded them out. Everything is nice now. Yes, remain calm. All is well. Yep. So input active. So we'll say this brain is active. Brain active. Malbers. I think I'm calling it brain. Yeah. Are you good with that? No, it hates that. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't like that, but how about enabled equals... Oh, enable equals value. Yeah, because we're sending in a value. Cool. Really bad trust issues because of that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, it just, it's, I mean, I kind of had that mantra of, I hate to say it, but, well, I err on the side of people are not good until they prove they're good, which is a terrible mindset, but I think that's, kind of the way you have to be to a degree these days, which is sad. Quite a few have been kicked out and not cast again in anything. Others made a comeback. I was about to say, yeah, I was going to bring up Louis C.K. And it's weird because Kevin Spacey is sort of like, I thought he was trying to make a push back in, right, making videos and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is okay. Thank you. Lucchini approves of my, guilty to proven innocent. Better safe than sorry. It's sad that you have to do it that way, but I mean, especially because I live in Las Vegas, and this is a town that redefines the term dishonest. I mean, it's a very transient town, and the level of crime and like identity theft and that kind of stuff is just absolutely off the scale, But I mean, I have friends in town, so I mean, it's they're not all bad people, thankfully. But Killer Tofu is like, yeah. Well, at least those of us in Summerlin, we keep the little barriers out, kind of like Escape from New York. But this is, keep Summerlin safe, I think, is the walls. I think they have the spray paint on the outside. He tried and failed. Interesting. Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll finally he's of a certain age. Maybe he'll go into retirement, or maybe he'll keep trying to come back over time, just hoping that enough people forget. I mean, Mel Gibson has made a subtle return, I mean, that was a bit of a turnaround for him. The problem is that a lot of people really don't care about these problems. They simply don't want to talk about it, hear about it, or anything, because why would they? No one is doing X to them. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's, the mindset of unless it's local, it's meaningless. It's, invisible to me. Yeah. I mean, it took him... Maybe that's the proportional amount of time. If you look at it, I mean, he's not starring in anything of consequence anymore. He's not a leading man. Well, I mean, he's old enough they couldn't be a leading man anyways, but I digress. But yeah, so true. Thank you, Ivy. But yeah, I mean, that's, that was a diatribe from hell, and it's kind of one of those things. Well, he was drunk. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't speaking his mind. But, I mean, that was a ton of years that passed before he gradually started making, a slight comeback. And, I mean, he's appearing in some things, but it's definitely on a much smaller scale. For that, Leopards Ate My Face is about people being faced with the consequences of their actions. Interesting. Okay. Wow. That's an interesting Reddit group there. Like in the Lost in Space community, a major fan account is a literal Nazi, jeez, who has posted about being a Nazi, but for a lot of people, it's just ignore it. Wow, okay, that's. Yeah, and I mean, I have a terrible mindset of that. I basically, I do not judge people based on their physical appearance or anything like that, or wherever they come from, because there's so many reasons to not like individuals on an individual basis. So I never judge by groups. But I mean, what I'm saying is the fact that Yeah, I mean, I have no prejudices against individuals, but yeah, Nazis don't get a pass. That's yeah, no. Just ignore it, cause why put work into it? Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, it's weird how. I mean, this is to me, this is the ultimate downside of social media and the internet, you know, because, I mean, the fringe groups were always fringe, right? I mean, it was one of those things that it was never a factor, but because it's so easy to get exposure now that, you know, I think that the loud voices that were so minuscule in the past, they were ignored, rightfully so, are now able to get traction, you know, which is to me the downside of the social media, you know. Why is it these jerks can get all that, you know, visibility and I don't get crap? They have a better PR agent than I do, I guess. I don't know. No, but I know what it is. I know. It's because it's the old newspaper mantra and the TV news mantra, which is if it bleeds, it leads. So the more revolting, the more disgusting the mindset and the diatribes, the more traction and visibility you get. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, you guys are here. That's all that matters. Mel Gibson was in a TV show, The Continental. I didn't like that. Don't remember that one. But yeah, he's been in a few movies here and there. I see his name pop up, but I mean, they don't go out of their way to promote him. But yeah, he's there. All right, completely lost my train here. I was working on a game at one point. Do you remember that? Yeah, you can make money with being an asshole nowadays because people share your videos and say, yeah, we're the underdog. Yeah, that's it. You know, yeah. And I mean, a friend of mine was pushing me towards a couple of shows that had like the anti-heroes. A lot of Lost in Space groups have this stuff. Sadly, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible news. Excuse me, but yeah, I mean, it's a weird kind of like societal shift that, as I was saying, a bunch of shows my friend was trying to steer me towards, where you had sort of like the anti-heroes, and I don't like those people in daily life, and I'm not gonna flip on the TV and watch them. You know, I mean, unless they're just getting like completely ripped apart, metaphorically, by other people that aren't those jerks. You know, I mean, like, you know, just for the comparison, I don't know if any ever watched the TV series Entourage, right? I loved Entourage because I was working in the industry at the time, and it was very inside baseball kind of inside view of what it was like seeing a celebrity and his entourage. But the only reason the show worked was because they had that one character named Eric, or his nickname is E, and he's our touchstone because he's the one that's still grounded. He's the one that serves as sort of like the main character's, Vincent's, his manager, right? And he's the one that, while the rest of the guys are getting Lamborghinis and that kind of stuff, he's still driving his, 15, 20-year-old Honda Civic, you know. And we sort of watch it through his eyes. Because if he's not a part of it, then you just have a bunch of rich, spoiled, obnoxious, young guys in Hollywood. And it's just, that's not entertaining to me, All right, soapbox, off to the side. And that's how you find a niche group, while the others share your videos and help you establish yourself as the underdog fighting against the majority. Okay, there you go. Or just make a video game. I'll let you guys help share it for me. Okay, so where was I? I was going to do... Is it Player Aftermath? No. Or was it? Completely lost my place on where I was and all this. No, it should be in here. It should be. You guys win. You guys have completely... Lucchini, you were impressive today. You've completely sidetracked me, and I've completely lost my place here. I was looking at a TV show for the 2 minutes. Mr. Birchman, such a boomer TV show. I'm not a boomer, by the way. I don't know if you're throwing that at me, but I ain't a boomer. Just complain about everything new and young, and it's just disgusting. You can hear some old Republican just laugh at the TV and go, "Yeah, man, those snowflakes." Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer, by the way. I just want to clarify that. No, I know. Yeah, I know. I just being funny. I am kind of on the cusp, but I'm still, definitely Gen Xer. All right, so player. So I had, yeah. So I'll find it this way because I've forgotten where I was. Input enabled. Oh, I remember what it was. It's after. It was Aftermath level. It was right there. Wow. Okay. So, brain active equals false. Switch that. Yeah, it took me like 12 minutes just to do one simple little code adjustment. You guys are outdoing yourselves for sure. You're Gen Z, which is rare because most classic Lost in Space fans are boomers. That's true, Ivy. We were talking about that before. Because we were talking about the age range. But I'm glad to see that. I mean, I hope there's absolutely more of you that plug into the show, because that increases our chances of selling the game. And it still won't move. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I look too young to be a boomer anyway. Oh, thank you. I don't look like I'm in my late 60s or 70s. Tech savvy. Yeah, and I was on that cusp, I think, for the Gen Xers. All my friends from high school, we were all like the nerd club, so we're all kind of involved in that kind of stuff. But there's plenty in my age group that, the cell phone they have to hand it their kids to get them to use it. Hope so too. I know a lot of people my age who like the new series, but not as much who like the classic series. Yeah, that's the hope. The hope is the fact that they'll see this and realize it's the same show, but with a different aesthetic, and they'll kind of connect with that and kind of go, okay, I'll still give it a chance. That's the goal. All right, so I'm kind of coming at this the wrong way. We're gonna try this a different way. We're gonna go ahead and just turn everybody off for a second and see if that goes without. And he still doesn't want to move. What am I missing? He's like locked in space. Not lost in space, but locked in space. People that like that the new people that like the new series. Actually, I enjoyed the new series after season 1 because of that character. Yeah, watch the original series. The Dr. Smith in the Netflix version, she goes through a character arc, which is kind of interesting change that she goes through. But yeah, she's tough to deal with in the beginning for sure. I wouldn't argue that. I mean, just online. Yeah. You like the Dr. Smith in both? Yeah. All right. So that's weird. What? I can move him now, but then he locks. Oh, they love Parker Posey? Yeah. They both start off like that. Yeah. So, yeah, Lucchini, I think we talked about Mr. and Mrs. Smith before, didn't we? Because, Parker Posey makes a really significant appearance in that show as well. But kind of similar kind of character, but different. Like both Dr. Smiths kind of start off more evil and then slowly start to care about the Robinsons, but still cause problems. Yeah, it's like in the nature, right? Like if I were any of the Robinson members, I would have ended Dr. Smith myself on day 1. Yeah, that's a hard thing. I know Don, in the original series, Don was ready to space Dr. Smith on at least 10 different occasions, and I think it was only Maureen, Mrs. Robinson, that save Dr. Smith. You know, she's the one that would say, "Oh, come on," you know, and Dawn's like, "Wait, hold on, sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of me opening the airlock with Smith in there." All right, so you know what? Maybe it's because when I do that, they all turn on. And I still, why is it locking on me? It didn't used to do that. So true. Right, Smith. Oh, Smith, I oughta. You know, even in my little opening cutscene, I kind of, you know, sort of hint at that relationship, you know. But in this case, when, you know, Smith waves him off, Don's like, you know what? I'm just not going to deal with this now. I got to fix this. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Smith. You just be Smith. All right. So I think I have to think on this for a second because interaction manager. All right. So, all right. I'll try this one last thing. I'm going to turn all this off to begin with. And those turn on. And I'm still not going to be able to move him. No, he's still locking. Okay, I'm totally missing something. I broke something by adding the mouse controls where I can't move his position at runtime. So that's something I have to look at. So, hang tight for 1 second. I think it's time for a Fill My Cup Up again. You like Classic Season 3 when Smith and Don... Yeah, I agree. That was an awesome episode when they thought they were both on the verge of going to the great hereafter, you know, until they get saved the last second. But then, of course, the next episode, they're right back at each other's throats. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the old, the shows back then, serialized, where it's just like, yeah, everything's one-off. During sci-fi emergencies or an apocalypse, people don't get second chances from me. You slip up, that's it. Lucchini will be captain. That's the way to run a ship. All right, I'm going to duck out for just a brief second. It's about that time. Let me turn on the magic boxes. So in case somebody steps by and says, why is nobody on the screen? That will cover it. Maybe. There it is. There you go. Killer Tofu beat you to it. Let's see. Oh! It's a good thing you waited, Lucchini. Good thing you weren't fast on the draw. Oh, wait, okay, I'll check the score here before I duck out. See what we're at now. Where are we at? Let's see. There it goes. Lucchini's at 480. Wow, 670. Wow, Lucchini's killing it now. Oh, wait. Hang tight, guys. I will be back in just a sec. And we're back. Let me turn this junk back off again. There we go. What'd I miss? Let's see. How's life on the screen? Alright. So yeah, apparently this is something because I added the mouse controls that it's making it so I can no longer actually move him, which is really disconcerting. Okay. Oh, let's try this. So if we disable the point click event trigger. No, but that's the only one it's actually clicked on. You got some nice emotes here. Let's see. All right. You know what? This might be something I pass off to my programmer because I'm not exactly sure why I can't physically move him when I could before. Erg. Even if I pause it and I do all that. Oh, I can. If I'm paused, I can move him around. That's interesting. Alright. The nav mesh bug? No, because it's what it's doing is it's like preventing this, you know, just a player offset, you know. So I mean here, and if I try and move him, you know, I can't. But for the fun of it, let's go back to my other. Yeah, this one. There you go. All right, so for the fun of it, this is the older one. And this will tell me for sure. If I can move them, then there's something about the added mouse controls that's preventing us from doing anything. Let's see. Yeah, see, I can move him with no problem. And you get a nice demonstration of the motion blur. Look at the motion blur. That's awesome. Look at that. I love the streaking. Okay, get motion sickness now. Whoa. You got a sci-fi emote. Alright. So yeah, obviously there's something about the mouse controls. Now I gotta remember. Let's see, mouse input. Keyboard. Oh crap. All right, so it's. I mean, it's what's weird is the fact that I'm not. There's nothing that happens in real time in terms of like mouse clicks, right? Oh, stop doing that. Interior off, exterior on. There. The camera's moving, just not him. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, so it's not like the mouse control is all full time. Yep, those are some nice emotes for sure. Okay. I mean, yeah, like this. So, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna head off. Is a whole mess at the moment. Lucini, thanks for showing up right off the bat, though. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Have yourself a fantastic night. Carlo Tofu promises not to increase his lead by too much while you're gone. Maybe. Okay. Or maybe not. I promise. Alright. Let's see. Says the contact. That's not it. That's not it. Alright, I don't know. Let's see. Why? Yeah, so if I disable the nav mesh, that knocks it out. So I'm just randomly trying to figure out what might be the catalyst of what locks it. I mean, obviously something with code, because if I pause, you can see it, I'm moving it just fine. So there's something all in here, so just for the fun of it, we'll just kill everything that we can. Like, I'm even turning off everything. I'm turning off the animator, I'm turning off the sound. Oh, wait. Yeah. And it like moves for like a pixel, and then it grabs it and freezes it. I have the rigid body, but that shouldn't. I can't remove it, can I? Yeah, it's gonna complain. I figured it would do that. That was never a problem before, anyways. Yeah, I'm at a loss on that one. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to do some more homework to figure out why what is in the added mouse controls that is making it so we literally can't reposition. Let's see, unless there's something. Yeah, unless there's something in the Malware's code that allows you to translate with all that stuff on. You know what? I won't do that now, because that's just going to kind of go down a rabbit hole. All right. Okay, so let's let's just go back to animation. I'm a little more comfortable in this realm. All right, where do we leave off? I think we finished the left hand, didn't we? Yeah. All right, so let's just go ahead and make the right hand not be crappy, and we can move on from there. So I'm guessing he's in a relaxed, he is, relaxed state. And I'm guessing these guys don't have any keyframes yet. And they do not. Excuse me. Okay. So that's good. So yeah, I think what I'll do is we'll key it here for that, and then kind of start the pose there. So it's not going to be totally done, but starting to go into the grip pose. It'll be a bit wider. Like that. Yeah, I don't think we want to be clicking on that. Where did that come from? I don't even know where that... Oh, Facebook? Wow. Okay. And I have no way of actually... Well, that's a crap thing. I have no way of actually blocking or stuff like that. I guess I need to be on Facebook to do that. Because that's the one stream that I'm using that I don't actually have open at the moment. So... Let's see. I don't even know how to get to it. Hold on. I'm in the right spot. There it is. All right. So, report comment. There you go. And unfortunately, it still remains on the stream chat, but made that go away. Maybe. There it goes. Okay, but it's still there. So, yeah, I have no idea, but I don't click on random YouTube links. Okay. That's weird. That's the first time I actually looked at the Facebook stream and talk a little. There you go. And it's weird. It's actually the Facebook does a real-time transcribe on the screen. That was kind of cool. Okay. But yeah, it seemed like a totally legitimate user. Right? I think everyone has random characters on their name. You don't want to take a commanding, even further commanding lead. You feel compelled just to get that text off the screen. I appreciate that fact. Uh-oh. Wrong direction. All right, where are we at now? Oh, yeah, you are in striking range of my old score. Alright, looks like kind of going through. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm totally going through the metal right there. Oh, you were above it? I didn't change the code to do that to you, as far as you know. There it goes. See how that looks. Yeah. And then I think what I'll do is, like, as he leans into it, like right in here, the fingers will tighten a little bit. Like this. Yeah. Alright, I think I want to start it here. Maybe like at this point. So here's what I'm thinking. It's like starting at this frame, 103, and he leans into it, so we can't see anything. Kind of like pushes, and the hand turns. We'll adjust the fingers to make this work. Let's see, how does that look from this view? Yeah, oops. I'm gonna use this old trick where I put a keyframe right before that one. So, and then I copy here, paste it onto this one, like so, like that. So that just softens it, so it comes in this spot, and it still keeps pushing a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit of play there. That's what we want. Right. So at this point, 103, and then we should go to 141. Yes? Ivy, what was that? Oh, the view of Will? Oh, we inside of him? Hold on, like this? Yep. Like inside the head there. That can be disconcerting. Yeah, that happens in video games too, right? Where a character gets out of place or a camera gets out of place. You know, the camera's supposed to be avoiding, but it ends up like going through them. I was actually playing, what was it? Descendants, a point-and-click adventure game, and the camera was reversing to one of the directions, and the player's head was disappearing. Just the eyes were floating in space. It's fine. Everything's normal. Yeah, it was kind of trippy. So I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that has technical issues, you know? Even the big boys. I mean, Grand Theft Auto, there's like millions of hours of YouTube videos of gamers just finding all kinds of exploits and all kinds of errors and mistakes. Those are always amusing. But they've done some crazy stuff, right? Where they find the perfect place to ramp off of something, and if you hit it just right, he goes like so far in the air he can like land on an airplane passing by and stuff like that. To me, that's impressive, but I can't look at that and not think that that's somebody with way too much free time on their hands. It said it tripped through the robot. It's tripped through Will Robinson's head. There it is. tuck this one down as well. Whoops. Like so. Make one little adjustment here. Whoops. Adjustment here. There we go. Like that. And then the thumb. Ooh. Oh, that's the pinky. So it's going to slide up like that. Alright, kind of penetrating the metal there a little bit there, but it's on the other side, which you'll never see that, so that might be okay. Alright, let's see. We're looking at the right hand. Yeah, the pinky looks a little funky there, the way it's creeping up. So I'm going to cheat it down. Boom, like that. Avoiding the inside of Will's head as I go. Yeah, I think that's much better. Ooh, it does a weird funky. Whoops. Alright, that's the next thing to fix. The hand kind of takes off there when we're doing our transition, so it's either in this control. I think this is it. Yep, right here. See that little boinking bubble there? So if we just hit linear, that should be behaving. Actually, I'll close these guys since I don't need them at the moment. There we go. So we just need to find a good spot where it releases. So if you do that, I think it would be like, boom. If you're, yeah, I think the fingers would tighten it first. Once you break free of it, like that. Ugh. There we go. Let me get closer. Alright, so that's where we want it to finish, but it's going to break free right there. Cool. And because these are so distorted individually, I'm just going to unify them back to 0. It's just a little easier to move them as a group that way. It's fine. Everything normal here. All right. Like so. I don't want to make it too tight of a grip. So the lower parts of the fingers, I'm going to just make it like that. Even that's probably going to be too much. Might dial that back down. We'll see. Yeah, so at this point, by that point, ooh, and he's going through the door. We'll need to fix that. Ouch, that looks painful. There it goes. Okay. So I think now we can open him back up. And we'll start with 0, the default pose. Yeah, so it's just starting to open back up again. Thumbs a little out here. It's too open too fast. Oops. That's better. And then by that point, we should be wide open. All right. Let's see. Should get just a glimpse of it there. It's, I think we might push all that up so it happens a little sooner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's a bunch of frames there. So yeah. And wrist is doing a weird rotation here. Let's fix that. Whoa! Or let's not. Yeah, so it'd be like, boom. The hand would break the wrist downward. That's good. See, this is, I always love animating the camera. It's just a lot more fun to be able to strike good poses and not have to worry about looking at it from a different direction. So, I'm glad I finally took the 5 minutes to animate the camera. Alright, so at this point I think the fingers are good. So we'll keyframe it here, and then we're going to do a new pose once it raises up into frame. Do it this way. Stop selecting stuff you don't mean to select, dummy. Yep. Actually, it's not bad, just coming across. Yeah, so we can get away with no additional keyframes up until this point. Yay us. Yep, and I think just to kind of match what we have over here, I'm going to go ahead, kind of match that pose. It's a little bit of twinning. That's the term we use when you have the exact same kind of behavior on both sides, but I don't mind it as much, especially on a pose like this. It's going to go by so fast. I mean, it's much more noticeable if the camera's face on and you can see like the hands perfectly mirrored. And I gotta deselect that bad boy. Maybe. There it goes. Oh, crap. There you go. Maybe take the thumb. Let it. There. Yep. So, like that. Key all these guys again at this point so we can move them back down. Alright, I'm gonna get super lazy and copy the keys we used before. See how this looks. Yeah. Like that. I love how Will shrugs like that. I was trying to channel my inner Bill Mummy. That's the, you know. Thanks. Well, that one, that's the motion capture. That's me in the suit. You know, so that's me. You know, as I joked about a couple days ago, you know, character animators are just actors that can't perform in real time. So, yeah, so that's just the motion capture suit that gets me a lot of the ways there, and it just expedites the whole process. But okay, good. Yeah, I think that's. You know what? I won't know. We're close, but now that I see this in motion, the fingers need to open up sooner. This is nitpick stuff at this point. It's okay. And once again, this animation will be seen by maybe 25% of the people that play the game. So I should not be devoting this much time, but I can't help it. This is the animator in me. Yeah, okay. Boom. Okay, good. I love that so much. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's fun to play the characters, you know. I mean, I try and play, you know, when I do like the mocap for Dr. Smith, you know, we don't see it much yet, but I mean, in the trailer, there's a scene where he's like walking along and he's very much, you know, he's got the hands. I have to do it where you see in frame, but you could just, how he's always pensive, William, and that kind of thing, right? But Bill Mumy always played Will Robinson. I always thought he played him like a cowboy, and you see that because in the intro cave, he actually, or in his idle pose, everywhere. I mean, you see what he does here is, he holds on his belt buckle. Yeah, absolutely. The whole idea is to try and make it feel like you can judge the character based on the performance, and you kind of go, yeah, that's kind of like the way they act. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's if I do that right, and then the different characters have different performances where Don is always leaning in, Don is always like ready for a fight, he's always tough like that, and then John, Zorro, Mr. Zorro, he always had the shoulders back, and sometimes he would also do the thing where he put his hands behind his back, almost like he's in a military pose, you know what I mean? And then Maureen was sort of the reserved, so that's what I was trying to suggest with her is the fact that she's the mother, and everything is very, because she was always the consoling one, right? So everything is very like, well, John, and it's very much like this, and then Judy is the beauty queen, so she's always striking a pose, and I'm trying to make her look like she's always walking down a runway model, she's always having those poses. So even in the opening cutscene that we looked at earlier, I try and have her, doing that kind of, that sway, and then Penny is the one that's sort of like starting to come into her own, so for her, she's in that awkward phase where she's, still like a young lady, but, she's starting to come into her womanhood, so she's a little more reassured, but, kind of following in Judy's footsteps, but, not quite there, in a little more awkward kind of fashion. You always pay attention to the body language of the character, so that's amazing that you're doing that too. Absolutely, that's, I was a theater minor back in school. Yeah, the Space Beauty, exactly. Right. So that's the objective, is to try and have those characters sort of reminiscent of, so it's not like all of them act the same way, that stiff kind of locked off kind of thing, we try and make the characters identifiable, I mean, very much for Will here as well. Get the mouse off of him there, So yeah, just always putting the hands right back. I saw so many promotional photos where he's always just grabbing the belt like a, like a gunslinger. I just thought he was an aspiring gunslinger. So we just kind of followed suit with that. Yeah, Penny's awkwardness to, since a lot of the things ignore. Yeah, and that's, well, hopefully we get her in there as much as possible. But yeah, hopefully that's the goal there, is not only, excuse me, will it just be their voices, but, it'll also be identifiable by their body language. That's the goal. That is absolutely the goal. All right. So we're close on here. So I think, take one last look. Yeah, and I look at this as the animator in me says that there's 20 things that I would love to take another pass on. But the producer in me is like, you know what? You got dozens of other animation shots to work on, so we're good. Yeah, with the laser gun? Yep. Absolutely. Which he will be using from time to time. All right. So at this point, now what we're going to do is switch to his face controls. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to implementing that in there. I'm not sure to what extent we'll have it, but we're definitely going to do as much as we can. All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll tear off this. Oh, I haven't hit Control S lately. I'm always paranoid. So Control S to save. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to perspective mode. So we can get a close-up of his face here because he's sort of like that. Okay. Yeah, ultimately, absolutely. I mean, if we had a proper team, there would be trained professionals that would embody that. But in our case, on our limited budget, that's not an option. So we do our best. All right, so let's start with his default pose. Right now, he's all like neutral default expressions. Are you insinuating that an Autodesk software might crash on you unexpectedly? No, no, shh, I'm not saying that at all. Shh, good Maya, don't crash. I mean, no. All right. Oh, and then so what I do is I just grab all these guys and I keyframe across the board. All right, and it's okay. Let's see if we get a little more, maybe just a little bit of that. Okay, yeah, that looks like the studious will look right there. All right, let me check his eye focus. It can't crash as often as the Jupiter 2 did. I can hear Don saying it's not my fault. If Smith would keep his grubby, fat little hands off the controls, I could land the ship normally. Okay, so like that, and then I'm going to do that. And where's my face controls? There we go. So we're going to rise. Brings eyelids up, and once again, it literally can't see it, but this is the animator in me that wants to do this a little more detailed. Okay, so that here, so right at this point is where he's going to go ahead and close his eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's sufficient. So what we do for an eye blink is yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that. So for an eye blink, traditionally what we do is we break it. We grab the eye control like so, and then the eye actually comes down. Some rigs will automate this, but our rig is not quite that sophisticated, which is fine. But the idea there is that it's, you know, it's instinctual, but when we do close our eyes, the eyes itself kind of rotate downward. So we're doing the same here, so that way on his blink, bring it like that, bring these up just a little bit, there. And then what we'll do here is when we close our eyes, we tend to bring the brows down. Do that, and I'll make mad. Mad is just good for, like, you know, intensity. Oh, wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't keyframe these guys. Let me fix this. All right. Once again, this is all basically I mean, his face is completely obscured. So why am I spending this much time concentrating on that? Yeah, because I can. All right. So I think here, now this we will see the face, so we need to be a little more concerned about what's going on. I'm not messing with the mouth yet. I'll come back to that. I like to work in kind of like in sections. A lot of animators will work on the face from pose to pose. I talked about it before. I kind of work on a center out kind of mindset, where I just work on elements and then work on the elements around it. So here we're gonna go ahead and get him like, so he's really got the brows down. Yeah, at this point he's lost his grip, right? So now these will come up like so, like that, and then you can imagine the mouth. We're gonna do some furl on the, you know, like a mouth, teeth, you know, kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? You know, can't come up with the right word there just to say it's a grimace. That's what I was looking for, you know, like the old McDonald's character, Grimace. So yeah, there'd be a grimace on his mouth right there, and then that's all obscured, so we can kind of let that rest for a while. But we'll go ahead and open his eyes, even though we're actually back to camera. But I'll, just for the sake of argument, I will open the eyes and pose them in case something does change. In case our Shay's Lounge guy decides to move the camera around on this stuff. Oh, shoot. That's not what I meant to do. Come back. There we go. All right. Put this back up here. So now, do you have a key? Yeah, a key here. Now we're good. Ease off on the angry. Not totally yet. We can also rotate the brows like this as well. Because at this point, he's like, now he's not mad. Now it's like, uh-oh. Let me check what I've done. Bring up this here. All right, so this 269, 291. So let's key this at, and I'm just doing the eye controls and the face controls on the same keys, so they just line up better. There you go. Yeah, it's a decent face pose that we don't see. All right. Yeah, it's still not bad. All right. I'm holding it way longer than I should, but we're literally still obscuring his view for the most part, so. I'll probably put a blink in there once I actually animate the mouth to the dialogue, and the brows, you know, just have like a furrow of the brows, just so there's some life instead of just right now the stationary pose. But yeah, that's pretty close. I will Control S that, and I think we're good. I just heard Penny walk up to the door. Dog is amazingly great at telling time. That's just scary good. Look at how accurate she is. That's freaky. I swear she can look at the clocks and see the numbers. I think that's it. I think she's like that smart. But yeah, it is about that time. I'm gonna finish this up later on. I'm also gonna try and track down what's going on, why the mouse is taking over, so I can't actually move Will anymore. That's a bad thing. But you love his attitude. That's Will being Will right there, you know? The precocious kid that always has a plan. There you go. Yeah. Oh, man. Killer Tofu, you've lost the touch there, buddy. That's not going well. Okay. So, it is that time for the obligatory plug. So, anyone that's tuning in or just comes across this, we are making a point-and-click adventure game that is based on the 1960s TV show Lost in Space. There is a demo currently available on both Steam and itch. You can check them out there. You can also find out if you want to reach us, you can come to the lostinspace.game.com webpage. Or once you're there, you can also visit us on Discord, as well as Twitch, YouTube, and the neglected Twitter account, which I hope to correct some point in the near future. But yeah, you can reach out to us offline there. Otherwise, come on back here. I am here Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 Pacific time. And, yep, happy to have the company. Happy to have you guys chatting away with me. Killer Tofu, good to see you as well. Yep, you have a great one. And Ivy, thank you. You have a nice day as well. I think it is that time for the Penny cameo. What do you say? Oh, yeah, there's a shadow under the door. There's no doubt. Here it comes. Oh, jeez. Like she hasn't seen me in weeks. Yeah, that's a dog. That's a dog that's crazy about it. There you go. There's my baby. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, Amos. Barky one. Yes. Shh. Shh. Stop. Wow. Boy, now she's just being a camera hound. Look at this. Okay. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day, night, or morning, wherever you're at. And hope to see you guys real soon. Until next time, as always, adios.